This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Want to chime in on what's happening with their favorite KFAN program?
Jethro Tull.
Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Brian text line.
Deep Purple.
Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply.
Couple 13, 14 pastime comedies tend to be. When do you want to do NFL Roundup? Want to do it now? Or
whenever you want.
Let's go ahead and do NFL Roundup.
Oh, let me just make sure I have the open first.
Okay. Sorry, I should have probably said
then
something.
Then I got to get to the highlights.
Yeah, I should have told you, hey, why don't we do NFL Roundup? But I just, that's
you
not
hadn't thought about it until you actually got back into the segment.
That's exactly it. Time now for the NFL Roundup. Yeah! Love it.
Just go, just play highlights.
Well, you tell me. Why don't you guide it, and I'll just throw in. I don't know.
Okay, let's begin with the Sunday game in London.
1:14 to go. No timeouts remaining. 4th and 7 with the ball on the right hash mark as Fields takes a snap in the gun. Pressure coming again. They're going to get a hand on him as Fields tries to squirm away. But Jonathan Cooper, the first one there, to bring him down in the backfield once more. Brandon Jones, I think it was, arriving as the cavalry came to meet Fields. And that will surely do it now for New York's chances of any sort of victory. And 0-6 is calling for the Jets. And they just continue to have their wings clipped by this Denver Broncos defense.
Yeah, that was Westwood 1 on the call. Broncos 13, Jets 11.
Who's the play-by-play guy?
I don't know.
I
love him, though.
Well, he sounds like, for the country, he sounds like a national treasure for England. Did a great job. They got their wings clipped. I just love
I could listen to him all day long.
He does a nice job. So, yeah, Jets lose. Terrible team, terrible city. Aaron Glenn probably wishing he was still in Detroit. That's an 0-6. Is that what they said? Are the Jets winless?
Yes, 0-6.
Wow. You have anything else to say about that game? I can't think of anything.
I mean, we already talked about Justin Fields not being able to throw the ball. They were up, in that game. They got that safety to make it that weird score, 11-10. But they just have an incompetent offense, and the Broncos defense, specifically their pass defense, is pretty darn good.
Was 13-11 a scoregami? I doubt it.
That's a good question. Assuming the 2-point conversion makes it a little easier to get to 11 than it once did.
Correct.
I don't have highlights for all the games, so I'm just going to go in order of how I see them on NFL.com. I don't have a highlight for this game. Rams 17, Baltimore 3. Obviously, the Ravens without Lamar Jackson again, and Cooper Rush is not getting the job done for Baltimore.
Do you think the Ravens have already, because they had such high hopes? I mean, there were people at the beginning of the season. I know this is going to find it hard, but they were picking the Ravens to win the big game. They thought that team had all the pieces in place, blah, blah, blah. And now, as poorly as they've played, I mean, they had a close one in the opener. The Bills, they lost. They were beaten by Detroit. What is their record now? Are they 3-3, 2-4? Whatever the record is, it's not good.
The Ravens, they only have one win.
Only one win?
They're 1-5 now.
So they're 1-5. So you're 1-5.
Now, if Lamar comes back, they could easily go on a win 9 out of 10.
Do you think they're mailing it in right now?
I wouldn't go that far.
I think
defensively, they're not as good as they have been.
I think they're mailing it in.
We had a game-winning field goal at the end of the Carolina-Dallas game.
It's going to be a 33-yarder for the win and a chance to get to 500. J.J. Jansen, the venerable Jansen, to snap. Martin puts it down. Fitzgerald swings the leg. The kick is good, and the Panthers win it. Ryan Fitzgerald, the game-winning field goal. Carolina 30, Dallas 27. Sweet Caroline indeed.
Until he mentioned after the kick was good who kicked the field goal. I did not know who those guys played for. I could have been Dallas as far as I know. So Carolina comes up with the win over the Cowpokes.
Yeah, that was the Carolina Panthers radio network.
Yeah.
And Rico Dowdle, who started off the year as the backup running back, has just absolutely exploded the last 2 weeks for Carolina.
And didn't he? I thought Deuce told me he was like cocking off prior to the game or something like "watch out for me" or "get out of my." That he was. It was
a spike game.
Yeah, and then he went out and backed it. The beauty is when you back it up, because when you go out there and start cocking off and then you don't uphold your end of the bargain, it's pretty embarrassing. But he was brilliant.
No Kyler Murray for the Arizona Cardinals. They went with Jacoby Brissett and said they had the lead on the Indianapolis Colts until this.
Jones out of the gun, changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Now he's going to dip under center. Jones, quick pitches the left side to Jonathan Taylor. Cuts up, he's in! Touchdown! Touchdown! I-N-D-Y for Jonathan Taylor. And the Colts indeed retake the lead 30-27, 4:32 remaining in the fourth quarter.
That was the Fan and 97.1 Hank FM Indianapolis.
The Colts indeed retake the lead. What did he say? I-N-D or E?
I-N-D-Y.
Oh, Indy. I see. Clever. I like it.
What do you think of Sam Darnold now?
Darnold has time. Gonna let it fly. JSN is out there. JSN has it. Touchdown! Seahawks! A spike in the end zone and a 61-yard rocket to number 11. JSN puts 6 more on the board for the Hawks. And that's how you loosen up that defense that is fighting you tooth and nail at the line of scrimmage. You throw over them, and the Seahawks explode for a big touchdown reception and go on top 9-6.
Yeah, that's Seahawks broadcasting. Sam Darnold's 61-yard touchdown pass to Jackson Smith and Jigba as the Seahawks went on the road at Jacksonville, a team that had just beaten the Kansas City Chiefs last week. They win 20-12.
We didn't need Sam Darnold, though, because we got the quarterback whisperer. He can turn, he's like Midas. Whatever he touches turns to gold.
Don't have a highlight for this one, but the Chargers beat the Miami Dolphins 29-27. It's a train wreck in Miami right now. And you already talked earlier about Aaron Rodgers. Here was one of his touchdown passes.
Metcalf and Scotty Miller split out to the right, Skoranek to the left. Darnell Washington is the tight end. Rodgers gets the snap. Back to pass, looking, pump fakes to the right now, wants to go to Metcalf. Has him in the end zone. Touchdown to Kalen Metcalf. Pittsburgh Steelers score to go up 22-6 pending the extra point.
102.5 WDVE and the Steelers audio network. That's Rodgers 25-yarder to DK Metcalf.
Sounds like WDEV's audio network needs a new piece of equipment. That was pretty tinny. That's almost like 2 tin cans and a string. Sounds like the early days of the Fan. Speaking of Rodgers, here's a text that came in. Not signing Rodgers to a 1-year deal speaks tons to the blinders on this Vikings team. JJ could have learned under him. He's familiar with all the division rivals. And it's even more alarming, his coaching staff thought JJ was ready. It's an unknown, but had more upside than down. And the fact our staff and office missed it is alarming. But hey, we have a good culture.
Yeah.
Next.
New England Patriots. They're 4-2.
How about this Pats club?
Has a touchdown catch today. He's lined up to the left. Douglas has a touchdown catch today. He's there as well. Diggs on the right side with Hooper. Snap is back to May. Stands in, throws it near side. Booty. Catch made at the 3. Shoved into the end zone. A flag on the play. And it's a touchdown for the Patriots.
Headshot. We got a headshot?
Headshot.
Mayday.
Yeah.
Mayday. Mayday.
Booty. With seemingly his second touchdown reception of the day.
Shake your booty.
It was May's day.
98.5, the Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network.
Another youngster starting to live up to his expectations. Tenneby, I've seen enough of May. Put him on ice.
He looks pretty good.
He does look good.
We did have a couple more. If you want to get to him on the other side of the break, we can. Otherwise, we can move on with our lives.
It's just like, could we get?
Because we got to get to the 2 NFC North games.
And could you get to, could you get an NHL and NBA highlights for the next because this is kind of nice.
Shocking! I didn't want to do the montage after the Wild loss the other night. Isn't that funny?
What's funny is I now understand why these other sports, your whole life just sports shows, your whole life just sports. They do these kind of segments because you just like taking a segment off.
Yeah,
I like it. We'll break. We'll come back with some more highlights here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Yeah, but first, the Fan and 2 men in a junk truck want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks for their national cash contest. Just enter the keyword $, at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. That keyword is $. Enter now at KFAN.com.
Fan.
Off of the bye week, the Vikings will look to ground the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday at noon. Catch every touchdown, every sack, and every game-changing play right here on the audio home from Minnesota Vikings football, KFAN, and on the go with the free iHeartRadio app.
Or maybe we'll clip their wings.
Go Eagles. E-A-G-L-E-S.
A couple 13-14 pass. I'm Common. He is 10B. Here's a text message that came into booth at to the Bradshaw and Bryan text line. It says, "Closed circuit to the program director. This is fresh radio," and it is.
Yeah,
we're freshening it up. Here's another. NFL Roundup is a must listen. Here's another. Common, after you finish the Roundup, are there any old PA interviews you can re-rack to get to 3:00? Pretty easy gig if you can get it. Trust me. I thought about it. Got some more NFL Roundup, Tennessee?
Yeah, we got a couple more. We don't have the highlight for this one, but the Las Vegas Raiders beat the Tennessee Titans 20-10, and then leading to the head coach Brian Callahan getting fired today for Tennessee.
Correct.
Let's go on to one of your favorite quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay.
Second down and 11. A loss of a yard on that carry by Tucker. Shotgun look. Tucker in the backfield in motion. Baker Mayfield, belt high snap, looks upfield, throws the ball downfield. He's got a receiver open. It's a caught ball. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Touchdown Buccaneers. It's Tez Johnson. Touchdown Buccaneers. What a throw by Baker Mayfield.
That was the Buccaneers radio network, and I don't know if you saw the highlight of that one, but not only the throw from Mayfield, but the catch by Tez Johnson to get under that thing and
I did
basically have to kind of extend full out to get to it.
Here's what I'll tell you. That could be my when the Lions finally drop out of contention and the Vikings drop out of contention. I could be a Tampa Bay guy. I like Mayfield a lot. I have for the last couple of years, and he's got that team. The power rankings will come out soon for this week. The Lions went to number 1 this past week. Maybe they were there the past 2 weeks. I don't recall. They'll drop out now, right? I mean, that's how those power rankings work. You lose a game, you're out. I don't know.
Tampa Bay will be the fashionable favorite.
They might be
They might be number 1.
They might be the number 1 team in pro football according to the power rankings.
Not only did the Vikings have a bye week, so did the Packers.
Second down and 7 from the 14. Handoff. Jacobs up the middle. Blasting to the end zone for a touchdown. Josh Jacobs, 14 yards. And the Packers extend 16-7.
That's the Packers radio network. Josh Jacobs, 2 touchdown runs. He also ran for 93 yards as the Packers beat the Joe Flacco-led Bengals 27-18. That
was Flacco's second game against the Packers this season. The first time was when he quarterbacked them past the Packers when he was with the Browns, 2-3 weeks ago. He just signed with Cincinnati on Tuesday, I believe.
And it looked like a similar game for a while. Remember, that one was 13-10. This one was 10-0 Packers, and they made it 10-7.
They had a chance
pretty low scoring
win.
for a while.
They scored. They were down 2 scores. They scored and decided to go for the 2-point conversion because they were there to win it. They weren't going to try to just tie the game. So that got it to a 6-point game. And then, as I mentioned, I think this is the order of what happened. Packers got the ball. Then there was still like 3-4 minutes left. So Cleveland needed to stop and get the ball, maybe win the game. And then I think they had it. I'm almost certain it was like a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. I wasn't paying that close attention. But then Jordan made just a brilliant throw. He got flushed out of the pocket, was running to his left, and did the old, almost like a Rodgers kind of a thing where he's kind of falling back a little bit. And he just threw a dart, and he knows how to spin it, and they got a first down, and they went on to the victory.
That Jamar Chase touchdown to get that thing within a possession at the end, that was a big-time catch by him.
And what was interesting, the play before, maybe 2 plays before, the Packer guy broke it up, and he was taunting him, and then he makes a great catch like that, yeah. And always best not to taunt the best players in the league, because that'll come back to bite you.
Then finally, the Kitties went down last night in KC.
Third down and goal from the 3. Trips left, single man right. Mahomes in the shotgun with Pacheco to his right side. Mahomes sends Pacheco in motion out to the left. Here's the snap. Mahomes back, looking left, looking middle, throws right, wide open, it's caught. Touchdown, Hollywood Brown. Patrick Mahomes had time, and suddenly Brown was wide open on the right. Nobody within 10 yards of him. A 3-yard touchdown strike, and the Chiefs have a 26-17 lead with 9:30 to go in the game.
Yeah, you heard that game right here on the Fan last night. Mahomes, 22 of 30, 257 yards, 3 tutties, no interceptions, and he had 2 touchdowns to Marquise Hollywood Brown. You just heard one there.
When he, all the great ones do it. I don't know if that was that touchdown. I think it was the one you just replayed, but maybe it was another in which just the old look to the left and sell it, and then knowing, or look to whichever direction, and I think he knows who he's going to go to, and he just sells it. He looks over this way and then just throws it the opposite, almost like the no look, and it's just there was nothing the Kitties could do there. They were frustrated. Hutchinson had the bad penalty where he got the roughing the passer penalty, and then and Branch went berserk last night after the game. Now there's been what I didn't know is. Apparently now, Branch has apologized. So the story I'm reading from CBS Sports says, Lions coach Dan Campbell called Brian Branch's post-game strike of Juju Smith-Schuster inexcusable following the Kitties' loss to KC, one that's not going to be tolerated with the organization moving forward. Branch apologized for his actions, expressing remorse for letting his emotions get the best of him. He told the Athletics' Colton Pouncey, who writes for the Athletic, he writes Kitty Football, he says, Branch says, I did a real childish thing. I'm tired of people doing stuff in between plays and refs don't catch it. They be trying to bully me out there. I shouldn't have did it. It was childish. Branch pointed to a physical back and forth throughout with Smith-Schuster, who finished with 3 catches for 57 yards. Branch said, I got blocked in the back illegally, and it was in front of the ref, and the ref didn't do anything, and just stuff like that. I could have got hurt off that, but I still should not have done that. So he's apologizing, but excusing his behavior, but basically, an apology with an asterisk. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it, but I'm not getting calls and this and that and the other thing. And it's like every game you watch, guys are getting held. Guys are, there's holding, there's passing. Yeah, every play, it's just like I don't know why he let that one get the best of him. But for those of you who didn't see it, he went over and he approached Schuster and he punched him. Now, I have a question for you, Tenneby. Oftentimes, when you see like Hutchinson doing and I think Hutchinson could have put. Do you know the play I'm referring to when he was called for roughing the passer on? There are some people who say, well, he couldn't. He was already on his way to him. He couldn't hold back. He could have held back.
Oh, gotcha.
That was 2 steps he took into him. I think it was a frustration play on Hutchinson's part. And then you have what Branch did, because I'm sure the Kitties were very frustrated. I'm sure they thought they were going to go in there and win the game. And so when you see what Hutchinson did, and then you see what Branch did after the game, oftentimes people will say, that's the coach. That's the culture of the coach. And with Campbell, the biting the kneecaps, and if you're looking for the Lions, you won't have to look further than your front porch, and he likes physical football. I still don't know if I blame the coach for those things. I know people like to do that. It's always, and this is just one instance. It happens.
If it's a habit and continues after this, then I think that's coaching.
I guess it could be, but I just think.
Well, it's hard because football and even hockey, to a certain extent, you have to play with a certain amount of edge and emotion. But then you have to do it while not crossing over the line of too much edge and emotion.
Yeah.
And there's a fine line of not caring enough and caring too much.
Well, somebody from the 651 says two things. Common no penalties called against the Chiefs last night. Your thoughts? Were there not any called?
There weren't any?
Chiefs? Yeah, see, that's... I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. And then one other that says, we all know it's unacceptable behavior after the game, but seriously... No, wait, this one says... that one too, but this one says, Common, when will you realize the Lions are just a dirty football team? Seems like Campbell's a ringleader for his dirty behavior from the Lions. My guess is that's a fan of a team, maybe the Vikings, that has got they've had it handed to them by the Lions. And so they always want to call them a dirty team. I'm not convinced of that in any way, shape, or form. You have all sorts of teams where players will cross a line out of frustration, and you can't color an entire team by one or two players' behaviors. I just never have done that. I don't believe there are dirty teams. I just think there are players that sometimes can't control their emotions, and they go.
So the Chiefs did not have any penalties last night, but the Lions had 4 penalties for 38 yards. Okay. So it's not like they were littered with flags as well.
Yeah. I'm going to blame it on the officials. Isn't that what most fans do for their hometown teams? It's always the officials out to get us.
They love to do that against the Chiefs. Fans love,
That wasn't the officials that lost that game. That was Kansas City outplaying Detroit, and Detroit making a couple of...
Sorry, the Chiefs actually got all their snaps on before the play clock went down.
Yeah.
Like Detroit, Detroit didn't do.
There were, like we mentioned, there was 2 really bad plays when and they may not have changed the outcome, but when Goff didn't go set on the trickeration touchdown, and then they also had the Hutch with the roughing the passer that gave him a first down, and then there was what was the other play that was there was another play that was crucial for the Lions, and that's their fault. Nobody to blame but the kiddies on that one. We'll take a break, come back with one more segment here on the Common Man program on The Fan. Double 13-14 pastime Common. He is Tennessee. Just about I'd call it mid-October, which means Halloween is right around the corner. And as you might call it a public service, we'd like to help out the listeners who enjoy trick-or-treating or Halloween costume parties. So we have some Halloween costume ideas, including this one, Tennessee. Steal a white tablecloth from Mark Rosen's reserved table at Manny's Steakhouse. Cut a couple of eye holes to make a ghost costume and go as the best sheet in the house. With a pair of Mark Rosen approved eyeglasses and a psychology textbook under my arm, I'm going to go as Sigmund Fraud. Sigmund Fraud. I'll dress as the cover from AC/DC's classic album Back in Black and go as the side of spread swing balance sheet Deuce will never see. Back in Black. Just a little teaser there as we're starting now to get Halloween costume ideas. If you have any, please submit them to common@kfan.com. I'll take a look at them in the evening or early morning before I play golf. If I play, I occasionally get out. But think them over, because I don't want to have to send them to rewrite. I've already received like about a dozen that I just...
Yeah. Not worthy of air.
Well, the show has high standards, as you know, Tennessee.
Only top-notch humor on this show.
We just don't throw anything or anybody on the air. Warren, you're on the Fan.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out a couple things that you may not have thought of, but I don't know if you've seen that last night when Kelsey had the same thing that happened to Van Ginkel on the sideline where he fell directly on his head.
No, I did see that. No, Warren, I did see that. I see everything. I'm all seeing and all knowing, so I didn't miss it.
Well, I have a feeling with him that's going to linger. It looks like his neck compressed down towards his shoulder, or his head went. I mean, it was really, really bad.
Yeah, but he's a big, dopey tight end. He's tough. Huh? He's a big dopey tight end. He's tough.
Yeah, and I think I have the Vikings quarterback situation solved. If they want to take care of it now, considering the guys they've had in and they're doing well, if it was me, I would extend Wentz's contract 2 years, and they could sign him to a good deal, and then they would have him. Rather the other guy plays or not very well, they have a veteran quarterback signed already, and not wait till the end of the season. That would save them a ton of money. One thing. Another thing is I think this NFL season's been pretty bad, because if you take a look at all these teams that are supposedly good, and I think that teams are not playing their players in the preseason along with the length of the season, these injuries are really starting to pile up.
They're piling up.
And I had a feeling this was going to happen.
Yep.
One other thing, and I'll hang up.
No.
Your guy that you guys were talking about Bunny for halftime.
Yeah.
For the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think Wascally Wabbit, I think.
Here's where I think he gets lost, okay? It does have some appeal to certain people, but here's where I think the suggestion I brought up earlier, guys that are in the Hall of Fame can still perform and perform really well and still look good. I'll take Rod Stewart, ELO, Sting, and all them guys. And you know what? I'll tell you what right now. Not only would they have more recognition, they have the music's great, and nobody can deny the history of these guys.
Warren. The National Football League is trying to appeal to a younger generation. They're not trying to appeal to you and me. You and I might like Rod Stewart and Sting. The young people don't want to see Sting and Rod. They don't want to see Rod. They don't want. Let me say it again. They could care less about Sting or Rod Stewart.
Why is it that they are? Why are they always appealing? But why are they always appealing to young people, which they're segregating? That's the problem. I'll tell you the problem. The more people are out there, and they're trying to get new people involved in Europe, in South America, anywhere in the world. Those guys fill these stadiums up with 80,000 people constantly.
No, they don't.
They would get more done.
Rod Stewart doesn't sell out 80,000. Rod Stewart can't sell 80,000 tickets.
And Bad Bunny can.
ELO cannot sell out 80,000 tickets. ELO, they're past their prime. No, Walter, they can't sell 80,000.
They were just touring.
I know, and they sell about 13,000, 14,000 seats. That's all they can sell. No, Warren,
I've just seen them fill a stadium. In England. I just seen them fill a stadium
England,
up
where they're from. Yeah, Warren. I gotta go. Thanks, Warren. It just he does. Bad Bunny. I don't know anything about Bad Bunny other than what I've heard from when I'd never heard of him until it was announced that he was going to be the halftime show. He's probably the most, other than this side of Taylor Swift, he might be the most popular worldwide artist there is. Walter, I call him Walter. I wish Walter would call him these days. Warren, you're living in the past. That would be like me saying, I really wish they would have Steppenwolf with John Kay and Eric Bird and the Animals work the halftime show. For me, that would be great.
You mean like saying, I really wish Bone Thugs and Harmony would do the halftime show.
It's just that doesn't appeal. There's just no. They're trying
to gain more audience,
a younger audience.
Younger,
too. It's like.
And more international.
And that's maybe even more important is they're trying to get international. Why do you think they're having games in Brazil and why they're having games in Europe and Dublin? They're trying to take over the world, the National Football League. And they're not going to have Rod Stewart, who's 80 years old, singing, "Do You Think I'm Sexy?" You're 80 years old. No, we don't. Maybe when you were 30. You had that kind of appeal to the young lasses, but it's over.
I'm always amazed by the reaction as to who the halftime show part.
Yeah,
it takes up 13, 14 minutes of our lives.
Oh, can you?
And people get.
Can you pot up the?
Yeah.
ELO sold out arenas all over the U.S. last year, including the extra in Minnesota. Sold out arenas of 13,000 people. 13, 14, 15,000. Yeah, there's a lot of bands that can sell.
Yeah.
Any band that has got any notoriety can sell out an arena 15,000. So, but do you know who the fans that were at the ELO concert are? They're 66 years old like me. There's no interest for the NFL to reach 66. Don't people understand how marketing works? For any bit, you know what our target demographic is? Men 25 to 54, and we really like them in their 20s, 30s, and 40s because they have more disposable income. They're buying washers and dryers and TV sets and microwave ovens and color TVs. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Those are the people you're trying to reach. The NFL already has the old fogies, the people that love the league. They don't care about us anymore. They're looking for international audience. They're not looking for fans of ELO. So, Mike, I appreciate you listening, and I know they sold out. I get it.
Not to mention, like, how many 66-year-olds out there right now have never watched football and are like, I'm going to start watching football for the first time? Like, they've already made that decision in their lives. You're not getting a lot of new 66-year-olds at this stage.
Yeah.
Whereas you're trying to reach a younger audience, you're trying to reach an audience internationally that hasn't been paying attention to football, that hasn't been paying attention to the National Football League.
Correct.
There's a reason they're making billions of dollars. They're a pretty smart league.
And they did the old people for a while. Remember back in the 90s, they were doing roll. They did McCartney, and they did a lot of the old bands.
And they've gone away from it, and I'm guessing it's because it's better for business.
Well, it's much better for business. Like, there'll be a time where Bad Bunny won't be a draw.
Of course.
And there will be people that love Bad Bunny now. 30 years from now, they'll hear that it's going to be George Jetson and the Jets will be there. And they're going to go, that's a terrible pick. I wish they would have Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny can still sell out arenas. Yeah, okay, but Bad Bunny's going to be yesterday's news in 20 years. Maybe in
5 years.
Maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
And why do people even? I don't even watch
exactly. That was my point.
Show.
Why are we so fascinated?
I don't even watch the halftime. To watch some artist but by the way, it's really not a concert. What it is just a garish light show with sound effects and dancers and fireworks and all this. And then they sing a medley of their hits for 15 minutes with rotten sound. Why do you even care about that? I never watched a half. I don't watch. I mean, that's just me. Maybe I'm in the minority. Yeah. Maybe I'm missing. I might be missing out on some of the greatest moments of my life, but I'm watching it. But once it gets to halftime, that's when I go use the restroom, go get some more food, blah, blah, blah. And then once the second half starts, like, have you ever watched any Super Bowl pregame stuff? They started like 9 a.m., 7 a.m.
I watch the Puppy Bowl.
I tune in. If the kickoff's 5:20, I tune in at 5:20.
Yeah.
I know everything. I know enough about the two teams playing, too. I don't need to know any more background stories. I know Kelsey and Tay-Tay are engaged. I know that Pat Mahomes' dad played baseball for the Minnesota Twins. I know all the backstories of all the players.
You got to get that picture of Andy Reid when he was like 12 years old in the pass, punt, and kick competition. He was 5 times bigger than every other contestant.
I've seen the legendary picture of Mark Rosen when he was 11 years old at Met Stadium. I know all the backstories.
I always love that one.
Do you think Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong are available for the Super Bowl? Maybe Duke Ellington or Louis Armstrong. Well, hello, Dolly. Hello, Dolly. It's good to see you back where you belong. And it's like,
that's the best text we've ever received.
Well, it's one of the very best. Here's another. Do you think Mozart or Beethoven are available for the halftime show? Here's one. Electric Light Orchestra. Hilarious. A bunch of French Canadians singing 70s, 80s pop, partially in French. Yep, that's a vast audience. Yeah. You perpetually have Warren on for him to blab something crazy just to set him straight. I love it. Thanks. Well, that's true.
Well, and he's come up with that halftime show take before. That's not the first time we've heard that.
Yeah, it's
How old is Rod Stewart, by the way?
I bet he's almost 80 years old. Look him up. I was never a Rod. I liked Rod Stewart when he was with Faces. That was a good band.
Yeah, he's 80 years old.
Yeah. And then he had one single, 1971, Maggie May. What brilliant piece of work. After that, you're in my heart, you're in my home. I mean, if you like Rod Stewart, that's fine. I just was never a Rod Stewart guy. And I'm just telling you.
I like Reason to Believe.
Yeah. I mean, the youngsters just don't want to see Rod Stewart. Sorry. I only like to see really old artists now.
The youngsters have never heard of Rod Stewart or ELO.
You'd be proud of me. I listened to a Weezer song on the way to Spicer.
Really?
It came up on my phone and was called...
It just randomly came up?
Yeah, because I've been starting to... I told you I listened to that song by Tal Bachman, who's Randy Bachman's son. And he did that song, She's So High.
That's a good song.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then it's getting me to songs more...
Like similar songs?
Yeah, and songs that are...
Well, Weezer song.
Well, hold on.
I mean, they have a...
I know. Well,
Weezer would be a better halftime show than
Weezer
Rod
has
Stewart or
hundreds.
ELO. Hundreds?
Hundreds of songs. I don't know if I can find it now in my... The hell was the name of it?
Was it Buddy Holly?
No.
Was it Beverly Hills?
No, let's keep naming as many Weezer songs and see if we can hit it.
I could go on and on and on.
Well, it must have been a popular one because it came up on my phone. Give me a couple more and I'll see. I'll know it if you tell me. Just give me a couple more Weezer.
I'm trying to think of their Island in the Sun.
That's exactly what it was.
Oh, that's a great song.
It was Island in the Sun. That's exactly what it was.
That's a phenomenal song.
Yeah, I liked it. It was okay to me. It was, I mean, it was like, I've always been this, my personal jukebox shut down late 80s when I was programming radio stations and doing music director stuff. And then whatever was playing, and even then, it was like, we weren't playing... Like, I know two U2 songs. We played them on the radio station. I still haven't found what I'm looking for, and With or Without You. Those are the only U2. Now, I know.
Beautiful Day is a good song.
I recognize a couple other titles, but I don't know any of their music. Sure. And then, I've said this before, and I don't know if everybody agrees with this. A guy like Brian O continues to consume new music, and he's of all genres. And
he's an encyclopedia.
That's what he does. And for me, it's like...
Rock rank.
Yeah, rock rank. And once you have a family and you start finding other interests in your work, when you're a teenager and it's your Haight-Ashbury days, you're listening to all kinds of music, right?
Sure.
And all the new stuff. Like when the Cars first came out, I was listening. And then
you turned 30 years old and you stopped doing that.
Then you stopped it because you have kids and you got a job. And so and then it's like...
And you get your catalog of music you're all comfortable with. Right. You just keep listening to those songs.
So when I have time to listen to music, I want to listen to the toe tappers I like. But I listened to something by Oasis. I didn't really care.
I am really proud of you.
I listened to a song.
Which Oasis song?
I don't remember.
Wonderwall?
No.
Champagne Supernova?
No, it wasn't.
Don't Look Back in Anger is good.
And then there was a song by, is it called Clocks by Green Day?
That's right, Coldplay. Yeah.
Green Day, Coldplay, whatever.
Yeah.
So I listened to a Coldplay song.
Look at you.
Clocks.
This is a new you.
Well, it's really not a new me. It just kind of...
This is a momentous day.
Yes. No, it's a beautiful day. No. It was a momentous day. Well, I was...
You're listening to songs after 1990.
I was. I was on my way to Spicer for the comedy show. I just want to thank Corey and Tracy, the owners and operators of the Max's on the Grill. And their son, Max, he was working the kitchen. The Little Crow Country Club in the hotel, they rolled out the red carpet for us. We had a really big crowd. We just did. And Meat Sauce reinvented himself. He didn't know this, but he said to the crowd, Common says, I got to do 30 minutes tonight. And so and then he added a line. He said, and if I don't, I'm gonna turn it into a question and answer session. He didn't know this, but Larry Mondello guy and I were ready to just bounce him from the ticket. He just wasn't bringing it anymore. He'd lost it.
Above average at that.
And he was simply brilliant.
Really?
He was brilliant. He started doing the things he used to do that made him good, and he didn't even do the target line about the athletic socks.
He didn't play the hits?
No. Well, he played hits, but he didn't even need that one. He was really, really good. And he did about 30 minutes, which was about 3 times as much as he did the last few shows. He was doing 10, 12 minutes, and then leaving me to do an hour 10. And I've told you, Tenneby, I've got an hour in 10. I got an hour and 10 minutes of material. Of course, only about 7 minutes of it is funny, but I have an hour 10. So we had a really good time. Next time, though, when we do it, we're going to add some music. Like for an intermission, we're going to have Duke Ellington. And
Flop Sweat halftime show?
Yeah, we're going to have Duke Ellington, and we're going to have Artie Shaw. And have him on as well. So, Tenneby, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. I enjoyed our visit with you today, as Tenneby did as well. We're back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Remember, it's the PJ Flex Show tomorrow at noon. We'll be back at 1, Rosen at 2. Stick around. Big Ticket, JG. They're next right here on the field.
Good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.